this is not Joe Myers. It's Bruce Tribute today, and I'm going to be joined by Coach Stephen Murphy. Joe had to be out of town, and we just sort of got pushed into doing the ball game today, but it's a big one. It's the crosstown rivalry. We'll have the Barren County Trojans are visiting here at Sam Royce Field against the Glasgow Scotties, and the Trojans come in with one of their better ball clubs. They've 16-7, and they're 4-0 in the district. Scotties come in at 7-15, just 1-3 in the district, and it's a big game. And this is your Don Franklin auto pregame and show. The teams are warming up, and they'll have the umpire instructions here in a moment. But we want to thank all of our sponsors for making this possible, and we'll be ready to start. We'll come back after a break and do our lineups, and Stephen Murphy will join me, and we'll talk about this contest. So once again, this is your Don Franklin pregame show on WCLU Sports Blue, 103 FM, 1490 AM. We'll return after this 2-minute timeout.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake our original made-from-scratch biscuits. And now, mix and match 2 handcrafted breakfast biscuits, just $5. Find the best deals on the Hardee's app.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Our dental health plays a vital role in our overall health. Practicing good dental hygiene is especially important for children. When was your child's last checkup? Riley Dental Group is invested in making sure you and your family have the healthiest smile possible. They understand a dental visit may prompt anxiety or nervousness, but Dr. Riley and his team offer a variety of solutions, including a comforting and friendly visit from Bennett, their therapy dog. Call Riley Dental Group for an appointment, 651-5939.
Your Glasgow destination for the finest flavors of Mexico and more. Priced to keep you coming back again and again. Authentic and delectable. La Nacional International Market Deli and Taqueria. Real Mexican street-style tacos. Carne asada, picadas, ceviche, tripas, burritos, quesadillas, lengua, chorizo, tortas, and more. Always fresh. Made from scratch and delicious. La Nacional. Across from Hibbett Sports, Chain Drive, Glasgow.
I just did it, but I waited way too long. Trust me, it's about time you left cable TV behind and started saving with MyStream TV from SCRTC. Already have TV with SCRTC and you still have cable boxes and wires everywhere? Talk to SCRTC about MyStream TV and compare it to your current service. The best thing about MyStream TV, you'll save money and get up to 1 gig symmetrical internet. Visit scrtc.com and click on
Back here at historic Richardson Field, Stadium, Sam Royce Field. Let's look at during our Don Franklin Auto pregame show, let's look now at our TJ Regional Health starting lineups. For Barren County, as I told you, coming in here with a record of 16-7, 4-0 in the district. They're coached by J.R. Estes. Leading off for the Trojans today will be J.P. Hyde. He will be playing shortstop in that second position. Jackson Reese, he be playing second base. Sutton Hyde is in the third position. He will be in center field. On first base and batting fourth is Gavin Coffey. In right field and batting fifth is Axel Dysholm. In the sixth position is Aiden Kinney, the catcher. Joey Myers will be the DH, batting seventh, and he will bat for the pitcher, Skylar Potter. In the eighth position, Price Thompson. He is the third baseman. And the left fielder, Jordan Harris, will bat ninth. For your Glasgow Scotties, as I said, 7-15 on the season, 1-3 in the district, coached by Cameron Garman. Leading off for the Scotties today will be Josiah Driver. He is your center fielder, playing shortstop and batting second. Number 13, Hudson Gum. In that third spot, number 2, Stephen Garrett, he will play third base today. Carter Hodges is in right field. He will back cleanup in that 4th position. Batting 5th is Evan Templin. He is the first baseman. Peyton Limley, your pitcher, will be in the 6th position wearing number 12. Number 14, Garrett Shields, the second baseman, will bat 7th. Bam Nolly, your catcher, wearing number 34, is in the 9th position. And center fielder, wearing number 8, Landon Martin, will bat 8th. As I said, a big important district game, Coach Murph, and the Scotties need a win. They split with Allen County, but they need a win here over the Trojans. Trojans, right now, no way, they're going to wind up the number 1 seed. I mean, they're 4-0 now. They've already beat East. And this is their last series, and even if the Scotties sweeps them, they still remain the number 1 seed.
Yes, they've played well this year. At 16-7, I think they struggled a little bit out of the gate, but the last 3 or 4 weeks they've been as good as anybody in the region. You look at Greenwood, South Warren, and Bowling Green, and Barron's right there with them. It'll be a tall task for us today, but if we'll go out and compete, you never know what's going to happen because you got to do it on the field, not by us talking about it.
No, and you and I were talking off air here earlier. Baseball and softball is a funny game. You have days you can be a world champion ball club, and there's days that ball just seems for the opposing team has eyes, and it just hits in gaps, and there's days that you just don't do it. I mean, you've got to have decent pitching, and of course. Peyton Limley's on the mound for the Scotties, and Skylar Potter's pitching for the Trojans today. And he has a 3-2 record. I'm sure he's probably their number 1 with a 1.55 ERA. So he's probably faced some of their stiffest competition.
Exactly. You look at that ERA, you're throwing strikes. I don't know how many strikeouts he has, but his defense has probably played well behind him, and you could tell when you're with a 1.5 roughly ERA, you'd think you're going to have a really nice record. But at 3-2, you could tell he's played or pitched against some fine ball clubs throughout the spring.
Well, he's got 25 strikeouts and 16 walks. He's given up 20 runs in, let's see, he's thrown, let me see. Well, he started 6 games for them. So, like you say, he's one of their better pitchers. And, of course, Peyton Limley on the mound for the Scotties, and he's I'm sure Coach Garman, I think we saw Peyton come in and finish a game that we've done on the radio, but the Scotties do need a victory here, and because it comes out, if they don't get a win here, Allen around, there's not a lot of local games. There's a lot of games in our region this week. I mean today. Warren East and Allen County are playing their second set. They were rained out too on Monday. And, if Allen were to beat East, that would give them 2 wins, and that would put the Scotties would have to win one of these 2 to even tie to get a coin flip to get, or everywhere how they decide
That's a good question. I'm not sure what the tiebreaker system is nowadays. I know when I was in softball, it used to be a coin flip because we got a 1 seed one year because we won a coin flip. But after that, some of the coaches got upset about it, and they changed it. I think it went to runs given up. I think
differential or something like that.
And I don't know if baseball's that way. That was softball.
The Scotties want to stay out of that number 4 position because, as you say, Barren County, I think you said 8 seniors, and
something like that. Yes.
And they, it's a senior-oriented ball club, and they've played really well and against some good competition. They went to Florida and they went down on the Gulf Coast and played some Florida teams and some pretty good ball clubs instead of Kentucky teams. So, as you said earlier, they struggled a little bit, but they've right now I forgot to look. They're on a pretty good winning streak, and
I would have to look myself, so I don't know, but they've won several in a row here. But, coming back to the game today, like you were talking earlier, I mean, I've seen crazier things happen where a team that you think is not very good, they step up and beat what's supposedly supposed to be the better team, and it's just one of those, somebody just bleeds one over the infield and CNI single, you just never know. And another key for us, I think, will be to make plays defensively, to don't give up the unearned runs.
Right, you can't make errors, and the games that Joe and I've done, we've had several of them. What hurt us in some of those games it wasn't fielding errors. It was base running mistakes. Run into a double play or and I mean our stolen base to attempts is great. I mean we've stolen. There's probably not anybody in the region stolen any more bases than we have, and it's a great percentage. But we've run into running errors. Breaking and a ball, and it's a tough luck like we're talking about. We had a line drive hit and a one hopper, and we were stealing third base, and it went right to third base, and all they had to do is make a tag and throw the guy out. I mean, we were stealing third, we hit and run, but it was just a hard shot, and he got to him so quick he just made the tag. So they're getting their starting lineups here. So they will be playing the national anthem. So we'll take our final break before we come back to start this contest. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back for our Ralphie's Fun Center first pitch after this 2-minute timeout on WCLU Blue Sports, 103 FM, 1490 AM.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
If you haven't heard, there's a new approach to banking. It's called Kasasa, and you'll find it at the People's Bank. Your free Kasasa checking account offers you monthly cashback rewards. The Kasasa Cash checking account can earn you a very high interest rate on your balance. Then link Kasasa Saver, and you'll also get a high rate on your deposits. Grow with Kasasa at the People's Bank in Glasgow, Cave City, and Marion. The People's Bank, working for you.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. Restrictions may vary. Contact the People's Bank for details and to learn more. Member FDIC.
So Aero Safety is an international safety consulting company based right here in Glasgow, Kentucky. We offer a wide variety of services, ranging anything from safety training to administrative services like policy procedures. It's any manufacturing, any industry around our area, we can apply that. And we can also make everything site-specific to the customer. So we make sure we're incorporating the company's policies, procedures, applicable hazards, equipment, things like that, that it's making it more relevant and engaging for the customer. Aero Safety is here to keep your employees safe and keep your business headed in the right direction.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake our original made-from-scratch biscuits. And now, mix and match 2 handcrafted breakfast biscuits, just $5. Find the best deals on the Hardee's app.
Back here at Sam Royce Field, we're ready the coaches have had their instructions, and we're ready for our People's Bank first inning and our Ralphie's Fun Center first pitch. As I told you, Peyton Limley on the mound today with a 1-2 record. He has an ERA of 6.87. Let's look at the defense for the Scotties. Behind the plate will be Bam Nolly. On first base is Evan Templin. Garrett Shields will play second base. Hudson Gummins at shortstop. Stephen Garrett will be on third. Landon Martin's in left field. Josiah Driver, JoJo Driver will play center field, and Carter Hodges will play right field. Leading off for the Trojans, the first batter is their leading hitter on the season, J.P. Hyde. He hits at .426. Average, has 19 RBI on the season. He will be leading off for the Trojans here in this first inning, and we'll get our last warm-up pitch put in, and we'll be ready to play baseball, Coach Murph.
I mean, beautiful day out here. The temperatures are nice. Slight breeze. The flag's not even moving right now, so you couldn't ask for a better day down here. Just gorgeous. This
may be the best day we've had for a ball game. We've had some really warm already, upper 80s, but as you said, the wind is laid. The field is in beautiful shape. Of course, they always work on it and keep it. It got a little behind this season because of that. We had a lot of rain and a real cold spell, but the infield, and they've Well, Coach Poor's been up here working all afternoon, and he does. He spends a lot of time, but we're ready now for our Ralphie's Fun Center first pitch. As I said, J.P. Hyde will step in to face Peyton Limley.
An impressive batting average at 426.
Yes, he is, and I meant to write down. I had it wrote down on another piece of paper. I think the Trojans have hit several homes. Scotty's this late in the season do not have a home run so far. First pitch be in the dirt by Limley for ball one. Scotty's playing straight away. And that one in there for a called strike. It looked like a fastball just on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Breaking pitch. He out in front of that one, had him fooled.
That was a nice breaking pitch. It looked like it was on the inner half of the plate, and really good at changing speeds on that pitch right there.
So 1-2 the count. Nobody down here. We just started this ball game, top of the first inning. That's a waste pitch. He tried to get him to chase that one, I believe. It just
that was almost out of the left-hand batter's box.
Had to step back in with a 2-2 count. There's a breaking pitch. Hit up the right side. It's going to be out of play. Nobody was able to get to that when it went out of play. Joe's talked about this. Coach Murph talked to him when we got here. Our press box, we don't have a window in the end. It's in front, and you've got to stand up and look. And we can't see foul ground.
Down the right field line, not at all.
We got a good view down the left field line. But
if they'd have backed it up just about 3 or 4 feet, we'd been in good shape.
But still, count 2-2. Limley will fire, and it's up in his eyes. He's going to foul that one off out of play down the right side. So the count will remain 2-2. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Scotty's and the Trojans battling. I mean, these next, that was a breaking ball, and he's fouled it out behind us. So there's 3 balls he's fouled off. Lady Scotties are on the road at Warren East today for their
district game.
Final, for a district game. And they picked up a win yesterday, picked up their 3rd win of the season. So there's a breaking ball. Is going to stay outside. Count will go full, 3-2. You can tell Hyde, he hitting 426. He's patient up there at the plate, and breaking ball gets him on a called 3rd strike. He froze him with it.
And it was a curveball on the inner half of the plate. I think that's what froze him the most, because usually, when you get a curveball, it's from a right-handed pitcher anyway, you're going to look for it to be away from the hitter, but he brought it inside. Yeah,
he just told Jackson Reese something as he went back, but that was a nice pitch to get that first out. So 1 strikeout here, and Jackson Reese will step in. He hits 408. Nice. He started that fastball on that outside corner.
He's pitching with a lot of confidence right now, especially getting the strikeout of the leadoff hitter, and comes back and starts the hitter off with a strike.
Oh, he didn't come his fastball right down the middle.
Yes, 2 good pitches. I'm surprised he didn't swing at that one.
Yeah, I think Reese was expecting a breaking ball. I really do.
He threw to the first hitter. I agree with you.
So 0-2 the count. There's the breaking ball for strike 3. So Peyton Limley starting off striking out the first 2 Trojan batters.
He's definitely got good command of his curveball today, because he's thrown it a lot for strikes and gotten the pitchers or the hitters to chase that pitch right there. And if he can keep that effective all day, he'll have a lot of success.
Center fielder, the number 3 hitter, Sutton Hyde, will step in. He hits 426, has 18 RBIs on the season. That one stayed a little low, I believe.
I think it'll be key for Limley out here to make sure he keeps the hitters guessing, changing speeds, changing location, changing planes. That's really going to be key for him to be successful today.
The Hyde, they are seniors.
Yes.
So
they've been around for a while, because the last 2 years ago they were key players.
And Reese also a senior, so their first 3 batters are senior. And that ball A little wild, 2-1 now the count. We do have 2 down here in the top of first inning. Sutton Hyde will step back in. Limley gets his signal. He'll deliver. Well, breaking ball. That one, like you say, he took a little something off that one, didn't he?
And went back to the outside part of the plate for that pitch. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but that's where it was.
Two count, 2 down. Fastball, and Limley strikes the side out here to set the Trojans down in order.
Impressive start for Limmer right there. For the Scotties, they had for the Trojans, the top half of the first, they had no runs, no hits, there were no errors, and no one left on base.
This has been your People's Bank first inning. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCLU Blue Sports, 103 FM, 1490 AM after this 1-minute timeout.
I just did it, but I waited way too long. Trust me, it's about time you left cable TV behind and started saving with MyStream TV from SCRTC. Already have TV with SCRTC and you still have cable boxes and wires everywhere? Talk to SCRTC about MyStream TV and compare it to your current service. The best thing about MyStream TV, you'll save money and get up to 1 gig symmetrical internet. Visit SCRTC.com and click on the MyStream TV logo at the top to start saving on cable today.
If you haven't heard, there's a new approach to banking. It's called Kasasa, and you'll find it at the People's Bank. Your free Kasasa checking account offers you monthly cashback rewards. The Kasasa cash checking account can earn you a very high interest rate on your balance. Then link Kasasa Saver, and you'll also get a high rate on your deposits. Grow with Kasasa at the People's Bank in Glasgow, Cave City, and Marion. The People's Bank, working for you.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. Restrictions may vary. Contact the People's Bank for details and to learn more. Member FDIC.
Back here at Sam Royce Field, bottom of the People's Bank first inning. Scotty's Limley set them down in order in the top. Let's look at the Trojan defense real quick here as Josiah Driver will be the first batter. Barren County has Aiden Kearney behind the plate. Gavin Coffey's at first. Jackson Reese on second. J.P. Hyde is the shortstop. Price Thompson's at third. Jordan Harris plays left field. Sutton Hyde is the center fielder. And Axel Disham will be in right field. And as I said, the junior Skylar Potter is on the mound with a 3-2 record, a 1.55 ERA. For the Scotties now, JoJo Driver will step in and he'll take the first pitch for a called strike. No score, and Driver swings, and that's going to be a base hit back to the left of first base, so the Scotties have their leadoff batter on.
Hit a curveball right there, stayed back on it, and drove it right back up the middle. Nice job of hitting right there.
I didn't tell you, JoJo is a 397 hitter. He leads the Scotties in average, and that will bring the shortstop Hudson Gum up. Hudson hits at 306. What's it doing? Well, Gum steps in. We're getting a little feedback. We're a little confused. Maybe it'll go away, but Gum will step in. He's showing bunt. He pulls the bat back and swings away. Going to be in right field, and is it over the right? It's over the right fielder's hill, off the fence. Driver will move to third. Gum will have to stay on first with the single, but with nobody out, the Scotties threatening here with runners on first and third and nobody down.
Yeah, that was off the wall there. There for a second, I thought it might get over the big wall there, but you know, with the short porch out there, he could only get a single out of that. Good start for the Scotties, though.
Yeah, Stephen Garrett steps in that number 3 spot. He is a 241 hitter. So with nobody down, Scotty's have runners on first and third. Because I know last week we were doing the game, I guess, with oh, he missed him. Scotty score. And he's safe at second.
You know, I don't know how that works.
They're going to question this, whether or not he ran out of baseline.
Exactly. I forget the exact interpretation of that. It's supposed to.
Well, he's calling him. The question's going to be, but here's the thing. JoJo still scored, though.
I would think that will hold up,
You're
yes.
right. They're going to have a conference.
I don't know if there'll be enough to overturn that in this situation. So I don't. Again, it's an umpire's judgment. From what I remember, it's the base runner sets his baseline and it goes on that. So, I mean, from our angle, I couldn't tell if you look at the true baseline between first and second, how far he was. I know he did move out of that lane, I guess you could say. But
I don't know if you remember this or not, Stephen, but Emily, my youngest daughter, was 2003. We were playing in Florida. And playing the first game down there, we were playing the Lexington school.
Talking about softball?
No, there's a little pop-up, and but they wound up calling Hudson. So Garrett tries the bunt, and he pops up the first pitch for the first out. So that's going to bring up Carter Hodges. He's a junior. He hits .294, batting in the cleanup position. One down here now, and Jason, not Jason, but Hudson Gum on second base. Carter showing bunt also. That ball will stay up high from Potter. Scotty's have one senior in the lineup, leading off. Everybody else is juniors, so this got a lot of players coming back.
A lot of valuable experience gained this year.
He swings. Count goes 1-1. Well, what I was going to say, we were playing Paul Dunbar in the first game.
Team?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
they had
that.
a runner at third and a runner
first and third,
and he broke to right field.
He ran all the way into right field.
Right.
Our guys were totally confused, but we found out afterwards. As soon as we made a step toward him, it should have been called out immediately because once you make an attempt to tag him, then he's out of the baseline.
Right. Next pitch, it's going to stay down, so count will go 2-1 on Hodges. And like I say, Potter not off to a great start here early. We had a bad bunt. He swings, count goes 2-2. Two-2 count to Hodges, and he swings, fouls that one off, so it'll remain 2-2. Well, maybe they got that feedback taken care of. 2-2 to the count to Hodges, and he's going to swing away for the strikeout, and that will be Potter's first strikeout. Scotty's second out of the inning. Scotty's have pushed a run across here with a single and a single by Gum. No.
Yeah, I hear it again.
Yes. So they try to throw back to pick Gum off it. It's a shortstop, Hyde tries to get in behind Hudson Gum. He's back in safely standing. So be the first pitch now to, and it's going to be swung at the shortstop. He's going to fumble it and come across the diamond, but in time for the third out. But the Scotties do pick up one run off of 2 hits there, so in that first inning, and they lead 1-0 here in the People's Bank first inning.
And that half inning for the Scotties, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base.
We've got 1 complete here at Sam Royce Field. We'll return after this 1-minute timeout for our Hardy's second inning after on WCLU Sports Blue, 103 FM, 1490 AM.
So Aero Safety is an international safety consulting company based right here in Glasgow, Kentucky. We offer a wide variety of services, ranging anything from safety training to administrative services like policy procedures. It's any manufacturing, any industry around our area, we can apply that. And we can also make everything site-specific to the customer. So we make sure we're incorporating the company's policies, procedures, applicable hazards, equipment, things like that, that it's make it more relevant and engaging for the customer. Aero Safety is here to keep your employees safe and keep your business headed in the right direction.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
We're back here at historic Richardson Stadium, Sam Royce Field. We want to apologize for the feedback we're getting. Apparently it's a problem we're trying to get straightened out, so hopefully we'll get it straightened out here soon. But we have completed 1 inning. We're now in the Hardy's second inning. Scotty's on top of the Trojans 1-0. First batter for the Scotties, first 3 batters is going to be Gavin Coffey, Axel Dashon, and Aiden Kinney. And Coffey steps in and puts one out of the park, but it's a foul ball, just a long strike. Limley starts the second inning, heading to count 0-1. Coffey steps back in. Another breaking ball down in the dirt. Count will go even at 1-1. Hopefully, I think they've got the problem straightened out. I'm not hearing. I got a text that they thought it was something at the station. So, next pitch is going to be fouled off out of play. 1-2 the count to Coffey. Oh, I didn't.
Oh, there we go.
Forgot to turn you on, Stephen. I'm sorry. Like I say, I'm not used to doing the controls. So.
Hey, I understand.
Next pitch is going to be hit down the third base line. Garrett will pick it up across the diamond to record the out. So the first batter, Coffey, will ground out to third. And it's 1 out now for the Trojans as Axel Dishom.
That's a good. I don't know either.
I don't think it's a Barren County name, but it is now. But it's not one I've ever seen. But I apologize if I pronounce it wrong. But he will step in to face Peyton Limley with 1 down. First pitch be outside for ball 1. As we said, Scotty's on top. They scored 1 in the bottom of the first.
That's a nice play by Stephen Garrett. He had to make a really long throw there to get that out.
Ball was going to be fouled off down third base line. It's going to stay in the park, but out of play. Yeah, he's playing pretty deep. That was a long throw.
I don't know how many high school kids could make that throw. I mean, you're probably talking 120 feet or further.
Martin gets that ball back in. I believe I said he was playing center, but he's in left field. Ball's hit the center field. JoJo Driver's got a bead on it for out number 2.
Old can of corn right there.
And that will bring up the catcher, Aiden Kinney. He hits at 233, has 9 RBIs on the season. He is a senior. Coffey is a junior. Thompson's a freshman, and Harris is a sophomore. Everyone else on this ball club is a senior. First pitch by Limley is going to stay up.
I went back and double checked. It is 8 seniors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's next pitch is be outside. That's his first batter. He's falling behind on. Peyton doing a good job here early. He's working quick too. There's a ball going to be swung on to right field. Carter Hodges says he's got it, and he does. Scotty set the Trojans down. 3 up and 3 down again, Stephen.
Yeah, another good inning. You know, you talk about pace. I mean, he's getting in pitching and keeping his defense on their toes. But anyway, for that half inning, the Trojans had no runs on no hits. There were no errors and no one left on base.
We've completed 1 1/2. Scotty's up 1-0 over the Barren County Trojans. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
Your Glasgow destination for the finest flavors of Mexico and more. Priced to keep you coming back again and again. Authentic and delectable. La Nacional International Market Deli and Taqueria. Real Mexican street-style tacos. Carne asada, picadas, ceviche, tripas, burritos, quesadillas, lengua, chorizo, tortas, and more. Always fresh. Made from scratch and delicious. La Nacional. Across from Hibbett Sports, Shane Drive, Glasgow.
Our dental health plays a vital role in our overall health. Practicing good dental hygiene is especially important for children. When was your child's last checkup? Riley Dental Group is invested in making sure you and your family have the healthiest smile possible. They understand a dental visit may prompt anxiety or nervousness, but Dr. Riley and his team offer a variety of solutions, including a comforting and friendly visit from Bennett, their therapy dog. Call Riley Dental Group for an appointment, 651-5939.
Back here, 15th District baseball, the Barren County Trojans in your hometown, Glasgow Scotties. Well, Barren County's at home, too. I need to apologize to our sponsor, Stephen. I missed 3 arrow safety strikeouts in that top of the first half, and I also missed a couple Don Franklin base hits for the Scotties in the bottom of the first. But here in the first, that's hit into the hole, and that was Lindley, the pitcher, and he hit it into the hole, but not our fastest runner, and Hyde made a good stop and was able to recover and throw him out.
Made a nice diving stop there and was able to get up quick and get rid of the ball quick and got him plenty of time.
So that's going to bring up the second baseman, Garrett Shields, hitting at 241. As I say, Skylar Potter still on the mound. He's getting the first out. Breaking pitch, stays high and out. This is your Hardy's bottom of the second inning. That one's down and out, so the count will go to 2-0 on Shields. Oh, well, that's okay. I see what you're talking about. We got a lineup yesterday, and he switched it. So we're not the official book, so we'll just correct that.
Okay.
I'd say Garrett Shields, but it's Bam Nolly's up. They sent this lineup to us yesterday, and Bam Nolly is the batter. Excuse me for that. We just got to change in our book. And like I say, that's not the official lineup. But that ball's going to be hit to third baseman Thompson. He gets up and fires across, and it's bounced. And a throwing error on the third baseman, Price Thompson, as Bam Nolly's able to beat it out. So Scotties do have a base runner on the error by Price Thompson, the Trojan first baseman.
Yeah, he made a nice play to field the ball and then got up through a one hopper and just wasn't able to handle it over at first base.
So now Bam Nolly was batting in that position, and that will bring up Garrett Shields. So with a runner on here, with one out, Garrett Shields will step in, and he does hit at 241.
We do have a courtesy runner. I can't tell who that is for the catcher.
And we'll try to catch it here in a minute. He's gone. It's number 20, Stephen.
All right, number 20 will be Houston Haynes. It's a courtesy runner.
Houston Haynes, and well, he sent him. Was that ball foul tip?
Yes.
Okay.
Might have had. I think they had a hit and run on. He
Trying to
fouled
look
it
his
straight
number.
back.
Okay, so 0-1 to count to Shields as Houston Haynes is the courtesy runner for Bam Nolly, the catcher. Haynes, a freshman. He did well. He's going to try to hold him a little better now that he saw. Potter goes over to first base to Coffee, and Haynes back in safely.
That's one thing I've noticed just a little bit here. We do like to take off on the bases and be aggressive.
Yeah, we've stolen, like I say, a lot of bases. I'll look at it. That's a bunt, and it's laid down. It's going to go foul. Garrett had to slow down. It almost hit him, and so it's now the count is 0-2.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is he saying it hit him?
Yeah, if it did hit him outside the box, he is out. But I couldn't see because of this window frame here, and I think that's what they've called.
Scotties have stolen 61 of 63 bases, and I know we're discussing now with Coach Garman. I thought he slowed down, and I couldn't tell whether to hit him or not either. I was watching. That's what I was talking about. That's why I thought he slowed down to keep it from hitting him.
Like I said, at the point where it might have hit him is right here where this window frame is. I couldn't see, so I don't know.
He's explaining it to Coach Garman, so.
But I did notice he did slow down or acted like he was trying to get out of the way, so I don't know. So you'd like to think the home plate umpire has the best view of that, so.
Well, now we're going to discuss it with the base umpire.
Kind of interesting. We're in the bottom of the second. We've already had two kind of major discussions with the umpires, between the umpires.
If we were in college, they'd be looking at it on TV right now. Exactly. The umpires wouldn't have to worry about it.
The SEC, they'd be going back to Birmingham.
So, but they're still discussing it. Landon Martin was ready to step in. I mean, and he's going to go over and talk to Coach Garman, and Landon would be the next batter if Garrett is out.
Yeah, if it bounces up and hits you while you're in the box, you're okay. But if it did hit him outside the box, he will be out. So I don't know.
Or if he'd been in foul territory.
Right.
You know, of course, he was on the line then. I mean, that's, you know, they have that running lane. Well, we're going to talk about it some more. But this is, and I know it's an expense thing and getting enough umpires, but, you know, in high school baseballs, unless it's a district or you only have the two umpires.
Right.
And there's sometimes if you're the base umpire, you've got to move with the runner, and you're out of position. I mean, that's like on a check swing. There's hardly any way at all you could question a check swing where he's standing right
Unless
now.
it's a right-handed hitter, maybe.
Right.
And that's one thing I've noticed even watching college softball. For example, they'll have, let's say, a left-handed hitter up and check swing, and they'll point down to the first base umpire. And I'm like, why are you doing that? There's no way they can tell that. But they'll call it sometimes.
Well, this is extended conversation, and they've called him out. So that'll make 2 outs, as they call runner interference, I guess.
And I think the ball just bounced up and hit him. I assume, or maybe it was interference. That's a good question.
Well, either way, he's out, and Landon Martin will step in, hitting .243 and 10 RBIs with Nolly on first. Well, that's Houston Haynes, and he's thrown out. Let's see. That's a tough call.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's thrown out, so that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Landon Martin will come back to bat after the inning. So Scotty scored no runs in the bottom of the second.
Sorry there, Bruce. In that half inning, we had no runs on no hits. There was one error and no men left on base. Excuse me.
We've completed 2 here in this 15th district contest between Barren County and Glasgow. Scotty's 1, Trojan 0. We'll return after this 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
It's been an amazing 33 years. I've been blessed to have someone by my side that I can count on no matter what. Like 3 years ago when I had that car accident, you really came through for me. So I just want to say thank you, Alan, for being my Farm Bureau insurance agent.
Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh, he's been great too.
We're back at Sam Royce Field for the TJ Regional Health 3rd inning. Leading off for the Trojans here in the top of the 3rd will be Joey Myers, the DH. He hits .240. First pitch from Limley is outside for a ball. Myers has 4 RBI on the season. That ball's going to be hit to second baseman, and it's going to be an error on Shields as he lets it go between the wickets. So the Trojans have their first base runner.
Yeah, that just right between the legs, just didn't stay down on the ball. It came up on it too quick.
I think he sort of looked to try to see where the runner was, but he had at second base. That's the most forgiving base. He had plenty of time.
Yeah, there was not going to be a rush on the play. That's for sure. All you got to do is field it and then throw him out.
So Coach Garman's going to talk to his players there. I want them to settle down. I mean, I'm sure he's figuring a low-scoring game, and you can't make mistakes. But go ahead.
Yeah, you just want to make the routine plays is what you really hope for in a ball game like this, because you don't want to give a good team extra outs, and because a lot of times they'll take advantage of that on you. So hopefully we can bounce back and overcome it.
The freshman third baseman Price Thompson will step in. He's freshman, 323, a nice average for a freshman.
Looks to be a good ball player.
So with Myers on first base, I guess he's going to run for himself, and so he's on first base. Trojans' first runner, nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Limley gets the sign. He's looking to bunt. Ball dropped in there, and he pulled the bat back, so strike 1 to Thompson.
Opened up with a curveball there. Thompson may have thought it was a little bit up, but the umpire liked it, so that's what counts.
0-1 to count to Thompson, and like I say, Myers on first base. He shows bunt again, but that ball's going to be outside, so count will go 1-1. This is your TJ Regional Health 3rd inning. He does bunt that one. It's going to be foul. He bumped it up, and Bam couldn't get to it.
I threw him a curveball again, and it stayed up, and the hitter just got under the ball there enough to get it in the air and get it foul. So hopefully we can come through here with 2 strikes on the hitter and get it out here.
Yeah, 1-2 to count. I wonder if Coach S is going to take the bunt off here or still try to advance him.
You know, most coaches do take it off, but I have seen coaches keep it on with 2 strikes if they have a lot of confidence in their hitter.
I just don't think in the high school level bunting's taught as much as it used to be.
Not so much about exit velocity and launch angle and all that good stuff anymore.
There's a curveball and going to be hit to third base. 1 for 2 across to Garrett, and Garrett turns the double play. Nice play by Stephen Garrett, and he goes across to Garrett Shields and then to Evan Templin for the 5-4-3 double play.
Nothing better than overcoming an error than a double play ball and
Exactly.
executing it. That was a big-time play right there by our defense with Garrett and then Shields and over to first base there. So nice play on all ends there.
Shields really made up for it and turned it quickly.
Got rid of the ball very quickly. You're right.
Thompson had pretty good speed, and that's going to bring up Jordan Harris. He's a sophomore.
Seems like he's been calling that pitch all day till now.
Harris has a 333 average, the sophomore. He plays left field for the Trojans. There's a ball at the bottom dropped out of. Harris way out in front of it. Big change of speed.
Yes, I mean, did a nice job of pulling the string on it and breaking it off 2 or 3 feet.
Yes, sir. There's that breaking ball, and there's nothing wrong with that pitch. That's right on that.
Exactly.
That's a pitch he's called all day. It was right there.
If I'm a pitcher, I definitely want that pitch called. I mean, no matter who's pitching.
There's another breaking ball, and that is a arrow safety strikeout. I think that's a 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Peyton Limley, and the Trojans are held scoreless here in the 3rd.
Right, that is his 4th strikeout already. But in that inning, the Trojans had no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and none left on base. Thank goodness for the double play.
Good double play. After 2.5, it's still the Scotties on top of the Trojans 1-0. When we return on WCLU Blue Sports 103 FM, 1490 AM after this 1-minute timeout.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Get in. We're making country great again. Come on.
Whiskey River, take my mind.
Willie 94.1.
You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Willie 94.1.
Hard-working man.
The Big Willie.
Oh, little rock.
It's great country. Willie 94.1.
We're making country great again, and we've got the Real Trader for you every weekday morning starting at 8. Join me, Mac Daniels, for it right here on Willie 94.1.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Back here with Scotty and Trojan baseball, and Landon Martin, who was at bat when Houston Haynes, I'm sorry, was thrown out at second, is back up to lead off here at the bottom of the 3rd. And he took ball 1, and that one's in there for a strike. He sort of flashed bunt, but
first 2 pitches he's done that. I don't know if he's thinking about it or just trying to distract the pitcher.
He's got Thompson in on the grass. That ball will stay high and outside. So, as you say, beautiful May 6th afternoon here, and a lot of people at the ballpark. A lot of people out in the outfield watching. And he check swing. He called it.
He said strike. I know. I know they're appealing to first base, but that's almost impossible for the first base umpire to see that.
And of course, that's Coach Garman's problem. He's on the third base line, and he could tell.
You're right.
We couldn't tell where we're sitting.
You're
really.
right.
I mean, I thought he tried to check it.
If you have a third base umpire, it's an easy call.
Exactly.
Whether he win or not, I don't know. But I don't know if he win or not. But
No, I
you
don't
can't appeal
either.
that
I
to
don't
the
either.
first base umpire and with a left-handed hitter.
And really, to me, I don't think you should appeal it. I mean, the catcher can ask, but the umpire just say, well, we can't do that.
Yeah, the umpire can say no, but
he just got to make that decision. That is just the second strike, though, right?
Right.
It's 2 and
2 and 2.
2 and 2 with nobody down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Scotty's on top of the Trojans, 1-0. They had back-to-back base hits in that first inning and scored. Martin will step back in. The delivery hit him, so the strike makes no difference. Now, what's it bringing him back?
I think he's going to say he leaned into it.
My goodness. Well, we've got another controversy, and it's about the 5th one we've had tonight. Some Scotty fans weren't happy with it. Of course, the Trojan fans hadn't been happy with Coach Garmin stopping the game so much, letting their pitcher stand out there. So now what's he just calling it a ball?
It should be, I would think.
Yeah, because, I mean, it wasn't a strike. It doesn't matter if he turned into it, as long as he was in the box. It doesn't matter.
Right, and I couldn't tell where he was lined up in the box. So,
well, and it's like with baseball, you line the boxes off, and everybody gets up there and wipes them out. And I mean,
as soon as the half inning's over, they're gone.
He steps back in, and he is crowding the plate. I will say that, but. And he calls him on a strikeout, a pitch down about the knees. And I didn't. So that was just the second ball. So, but Martin is retired. That's the first strikeout for Potter. And so the leadoff batter, JoJo Driver, will step back in, and he led the game off with a base hit.
Yes, a solid single back up the middle. Yes, he's 1 for 1 on the day.
So JoJo is the leading hitter. At one time, JoJo was hitting up over 500 in the first game we did.
397.
Yeah, so there's a ball, and it's going to be picked up by Thompson. He's going to throw it across for the out. He sort of bobbled it, but he slow roller down the third base line for out number 2.
Yeah, it just slipped out of his hand. Luckily, went straight up in the air, right back to him.
Thompson just a freshman, so it's got a lot of responsibility there in third base, that hot corner, being a freshman.
You think back to our year at our Final Four, Timmy Pierce played third base for us, and he was a freshman that year. So it can be done if you got the ability.
Timmy plays everything.
He did by the time he graduated.
That's going to bring up Hudson Gum. Hudson also had a single. Pushed Driver to third base in that first inning. It was off the base of the wall out there in right field, the short porch. There's strike 2. Looks like Potter's starting to get a little more confidence now. He's changing his pitches up, throwing strikes.
He's towing the rubber and throwing it right at us and challenging us.
I was going to be in the dirt, and it gets to the backstop, but no harm.
It sure would be a good day to pick up our first home run for the year. You said we don't have one on the season.
No, we don't.
Today would be a good day then. I don't know who our best candidate would be to do that, but I'll take it.
We've got no wind.
You're right. There is no wind.
If it's a home run, you're going to earn it today. So here's the 1-2 count to Gum, and he's going to foul that one back off out of play. Count remains 1-2. Backstop used to be a little higher. It don't catch as many balls as it used to.
You know, when we had the fire, we thought they would build it up a little higher. And we thought they were going to do this temporarily, but they kept it, and it should be about another 5 or 6 feet to save some of those foul balls.
That ball will be fouled off as Hudson remains tough. 1-2 the count. 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning, the TJ Regional Health third inning. Gum steps in to face Skylar Potter. Oh, curveball, and he chased it for strikeouts, so he picks up 2 strikeouts in this inning.
That was a good curveball, yes 2 strikeouts.
So no runs for the Scotties in the bottom of the TJ Regional Health third inning.
All right, in the bottom of the third, Scotties had no runs, no hits, there are no Trojan errors, and no one left on base.
We finished 3 in this 15th district contest. Scotties 1, Trojan 0. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports Blue 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
I just did it, but I waited way too long. Trust me, it's about time you left cable TV behind and started saving with MyStream TV from SCRTC. Already have TV with SCRTC and you still have cable boxes and wires everywhere? Talk to SCRTC about MyStream TV and compare it to your current service. The best thing about MyStream TV, you'll save money and get up to 1 gig symmetrical internet. Visit scrtc.com and click on the MyStream TV logo at the top to start saving on cable today.
If you haven't heard, there's a new approach to banking. It's called Kasasa, and you'll find it at the People's Bank. Your free Kasasa checking account offers you monthly cashback rewards. The Kasasa cash checking account can earn you a very high interest rate on your balance. Then link Kasasa Saver, and you'll also get a high rate on your deposits. Grow with Kasasa at the People's Bank in Glasgow, Cave City, and Marion. The People's Bank, working for you.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. Restrictions may vary. Contact the People's Bank for details and to learn more. Member FDIC.
We'll return to historic Richardson Stadium, Sam Royce Field, for the fourth inning, the Riley Dental Group fourth inning, and Trojans are back to the top of the order as J.P. Hyde will step in, and Peyton Limley struck him out his first at bat on an era safety strikeout. The first one's going to be inside.
Again, the Trojans' leading hitter here at 426, having a nice season offensively.
There's a breaking ball going to be picked up. Nice stop by Gum. He comes across the field, and the ball's going to get by. He had to go deep, and it bounced, but he's able to keep Hyde at first base. So that was a single.
Yeah. He made a nice play to stop the ball, made a strong throw. It one-hopped him over there at first base, just couldn't pick it. But I think he might have been safe either way.
Well, when he got there, I didn't think he was going to get to it. That's just the first hit that Peyton Limley's give up in this ball game.
Is.
So Trojans got their leadoff batter on here in the Riley Dental Group fourth inning, and Jackson Reese will step in. He also struck out his first at bat.
Be interesting to see if they try to do anything, whether hit and run or steal or bunt.
Oh, Reese a pretty strong hitter. They may let him swing away. I know it's that game we were talking about where they came back. Those guys were they were the ones that brought them back in the bottom of the seventh there against Allen.
He's hitting 408 as well, so you're right.
16 RBI. Well, he's showing bunt, and he just missed it. Did he hit that ball?
He bunted it.
Okay.
But I thought, of course, again, where we are, the umpire called it foul, so we'll say it was foul.
Well, Bam
came
it
out
up.
quick.
Yeah. And I don't. He probably caught it on the play or behind the plate.
Exactly.
There.
Yeah.
And so, but they were showing it hit under the bottom of the bat. So reached down 0-1 to the count.
He's a good hitter. He struck out 4 times in 71 at bats.
Limley tries to hold the runner, goes across to Templin, and Hyde dives back in. You know, this game would have been moving on if we hadn't had 2 or 3 discussions.
Exactly. We'd probably be at least probably an inning ahead than what we are now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Limley throws, and he was stealing that time, and it's fouled off.
They had a hit and run going on right there. Because I'm not so sure. I mean, he got a nice jump over there, so I'm not so sure he would have stolen that base if he hadn't have fouled it off.
Yeah, I had a text here, and I didn't catch it. I can't hear it, but we don't have feedback now, so things are good there back in the station.
Better.
So they've done a good job. So Limley goes back across to Templin, and Hyde dives back in. Breaking balls outside. That was a good pitch right there. Tried to get him to chase that ball out on that outside.
Especially with 2 strikes, you want to expand your zone a little bit, and you want a competitive pitch where it's not in the heart of the plate, but one that you would think the hitter might chase, and he thought about it.
High gets in with a stolen base. Bam got it right on the bag, and the gum applied the tag, but it was just he had a good jump.
Good jump. I mean, throw was there. He just beat it. So
2-2 the count.
Had a feeling that he would be trying to do that. Of course, he tried earlier and got on a foul ball there.
Got nobody down, and Trojans have a runner in scoring position now. There's a breaking pitch. It's going to be fouled up, and it's going to get out of play, I'm afraid, and it does. So the count will remain 2-2. Nobody out here in the top of the Riley Dental Group fourth inning. Ball stayed up. Count will go full.
Hopefully he can pull through on this pitch right here.
Right. We were able to, get out of that era earlier with the double play, but taking that out now with a stolen base. There's a breaking pitch. That's in the gap. Did Hodges?
Did he catch it? I didn't see any.
I don't know.
Nobody made a call. I mean, he had the ball, so.
He's saying he caught it. And we've got another discussion. The umpire should have been going out there to see.
See, that's what you do. The field umpire goes out to make
Just
sure the
make
catcher,
sure
and
that-
the home plate umpire will go to third.
Exactly.
And see if there's a tag play.
And
But what's interesting, if they say he did catch it, are they going to be allowed to throw to second? Did he tag
try
up?
to
I don't know if
double
he
him
tagged up or.
I thought he waited. I'm not sure.
I didn't see.
I'm not sure, but it's out. Well,
So I guess he did tag
well,
up.
no, I would appeal it.
Yeah, we got nothing to lose. So.
No, exactly. I mean, he's got to step on the rubber and address it, and then
you got to step off and say, I'm going to appeal. Or maybe.
Well, here's the problem, though. If he's watching the catch, he can't watch the tag
Exactly.
up, and that's the home plate umpire has to make that call.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I don't know whether he tagged or, I was watching. He stayed there a long time, but
Yeah, I was watching the ball. I wasn't watching the runner, so.
well, we do have one down, and I don't. Of course, I don't guess it was an appeal. They were just seeing if he left to double up. I don't.
It
they
used
didn't
to be.
appeal. Used to you had to step on
you
the
go
rubber,
back, you step in,
off,
and you step off, say, I
you
want to make
point,
an appeal, and you throw it, and then they step on the bag. But things have changed. So I don't know if it's one of those nowadays where you just say, hey, throw it to somebody, and they step on the bag, and they make a call immediately. So I'm not sure.
Well, at one time, but it would be an automatic call.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have to appeal it one time.
Right.
But as I say, that'll bring Sutton Hyde in, and he struck out also his first at bat. We've got one out here in the top of the third inning with J.P. Hyde on third base.
He's hitting 347, so another tough hitter here.
Breaking ball will stay outside. There's a breaking ball, and it'll be fouled off, so the count will go 1-1. Pitch from Libby. Ooh, boy, right off the outside corner.
It was a little bit out.
It was close. It was
right.
a good pitch, but 2-1 now.
When you like to see as a pitcher, you want the batter to make a swing at that pitch.
Wow. Did you hear the? I don't. Surely you can't hear this over the thing, but it's. I'm glad we're announcing, not umpiring, Stephen. I tell you, there's been so many questions and complaints. This game, we'll be lucky if we get over at midnight. Now, what do we do?
It was a curveball, and it was in.
Yeah.
It was in on him.
Well, and I don't know, what did the base umpire, did he deflect to the umpire?
I think he did.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we've got one down with runners on first and third.
Well, you want to keep your composure here, because if you let your mind be
Right.
affected by all these things, then it affects your play, and you don't want that to happen, because you're here first and third. And you got an out. You know, a ground ball double play, you're out of it. So.
And the number 4 hitter, Garrett Coffey, will step in, hitting .322 with runners on first and third. One out here in the top of the Riley Dental 4th inning. And he steps out. So.
And I would say with Sutton at first base, he probably runs pretty good as well, so he may be taking off, especially the first and third situation.
Yeah, he had a heck of a jump there.
And if a hitter fouled it off, did us a favor right there.
Right, he did.
Again, I don't know if that was a hit and run or not, but he was swinging. And
well, the third, Coach S is on third base. Sort of, he looked down, had a little bit of frown, so he might have been.
He might have just had the steal on.
But if it's a strike, I don't know. It just so. 0-1 the count to Gavin Coffey. Runners on first and third for the Trojans. They trail the Scotties 1-0 here. It's a big 15th district game. There's a breaking pitch, and he was going in, and Nolly fakes the throw, so no attempt on that as Sutton Hyde will take second. So now runners on second and third, 2 in scoring position.
Do they do like they do in the big leagues when you don't throw it, catcher's indifference, or is it a stolen base?
I do catcher's indifference when I'm scoring the book.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't attempt. Ball's going to be fouled off out of play. Count will remain 0-2 to Coffey. I tell Joe sometimes, I say, it don't matter. I'm not the official book anyway. They can score it any way they want. And
official book's down there in the first base dugout.
Exactly, and so it doesn't hit people's own stats. And I see other teams, the ball's going to be lined in the gap. That's going to pick up 2 runs for the Trojan as Coffey hits. He's going to have a double as both Hydes score. So that's a 2 RBI double for Coffey.
Yeah, he hung a curveball a little bit out over the plate, and he did a nice job waiting back on it, just drove it right in the left center gap.
So with still 1 out, Dysholm will step up.
He flew out to center his first time up.
It was a clean base hit. I mean, it was a double right in the gap. It was just
hit solid.
Trojans have picked up 2 runs here in the top of the 4th. Now they're on top 2-1. There's a breaking pitch.
Now you just want to limit the damage to this right here and try to get out of it, so because you're still within striking distance.
So 1 ball count to Dysholm. Or that ball was stealing third, and
he got a running jump on that one.
So Coffey steals third base, and it just Bam didn't have a, it was down there high, but it was late. He was going to be safe.
Lim gave him a look, and then as soon as he looked to the plate, he started jogging, and he went to the plate, and he had a really nice jump on that ball, on that steal.
There's a strike. So 2-1 now the count on Dyson. Yeah, of course, Kentucky does that. Yeah, they steal stuff all the time, but, you're in scoring position on second base and a base hit, and you don't want to get that second out there at third base like that.
The old saying was never make the first or third out at third base, so I guess they thought we got 1 out. So
there's a nice block there, stopped by Nolly behind the plate out in the box. So 3-1 to count. So first couple innings, Peyton was threw pretty well, but I don't know if he's starting to tire or
that, and he's
been out there a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one's hit pretty well.
It's playable. He caught it.
Yeah.
But he tagged and scored. Yeah. Some of the fans are, because he's running the bases, thought that he wasn't going to be called out, but it is a RBI sacrifice as he hits it to deep center field.
Yeah.
JoJo Driver did pull it in.
King Griffey Jr. wasn't going to throw him out from where that ball was hit.
No, not
so.
He had plenty of time. But so that will bring up Kenny, the catcher, with bases empty now. Trojans on top 3-1. We've got 2 down here in the top of the Riley Dental Group 4th inning. Lemley pitch from the stretch, and he in there for a strike.
Yeah, we're still within striking distance, so we just need to settle in, throw strikes, get back to the way we were pitching and playing defense early, and try to score some.
Get your composure, and that ball stays up a little high, fastball.
We're just down 2 runs. I know we've struggled to score this year, but we're still within striking distance if we can keep it right here.
There's a breaking pitch. Going to be the third base across to Garrett. He's going to throw him out to Templin for the 3rd out, but the Trojans do pick up 3.
In that half inning, the Trojans got 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and no one left on base.
In the top of the 4th inning here in the Riley Dental, the Scotties coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th, trailing 3-1. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCLU Blue Sports after 103 FM, 1490 AM.
So Aero Safety is an international safety consulting company based right here in Glasgow, Kentucky. We offer a wide variety of services, ranging anything from safety training to administrative services like policy procedures. It's any manufacturing, any industry around our area, we can apply that. And we can also make everything site-specific to the customer. So we make sure we're incorporating the company's policies, procedures, applicable hazards, equipment, things like that, that it's make it more relevant and engaging for the customer. Aero Safety is here to keep your employees safe and keep your business headed in the right direction.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Potter has finished his warm-up tosses here in the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th inning. The Riley Dental Group 4th inning is Stephen Garrett will lead it off for the Scotties here in the bottom of the 4th as they now have fallen behind 3-1. Carter Hodges is on deck, and Evan Templin will be in the hole. That's the first 3 batters here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Riley Dental Group. First pitch swung on, out of play.
Stephen popped up to the first baseman his first time up.
Hit down to Thompson at 3rd, and he goes across the diamond to Coffey for the first out. So
Potter's really settled in since that first inning, and
yeah, he has
been in good command of his pitches, kept us off stride.
So Carter Hodges will step in to face Potter here with 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch going to be swung on, and it's swung on, and it's hit down that left field line. Is it going to? It's going to be a Don Franklin auto base hit, and he goes into second base with a slide, and the ball is over. So with 1 down here, Don Franklin auto base hit by Carter Hodges.
He had struck out his first time, so it's nice to see him come back and hit the ball hard down the line right there and hustled into second for a double.
Yeah, it hit on the berm. There for a minute, we had no wind. I thought it was going to stay up. I thought it might carry, and we might have our first home run. But it
hit the base of the hill. If the wind's blowing out at all, he definitely would have had a home run there.
But that's going to bring up our first baseman, Evan Templin, a .298 hitter. With one down, ball, they try to go behind. They sneak in. J.P. Hyde slipped in behind Carter Hodges there at second base.
Evan grounded out to short his first plate appearance.
I was going to be hit hard. Oh. Well, he's in a rundown now. He's falling down, and they're just going to try to run him down. That's going to be Hyde, J.P. Hyde, that finally runs Hodges down in a rundown. That was a 5-4, 5-6 rundown, I think is the way it came out. But that's what I talked about earlier, Stephen. We get a leadoff double, and then we get too far off the base, broke. And
the ball's right in front of you, so I don't know.
Fielder's choice.
Yes, so. That's when you definitely need to freeze and see what the throw does.
2 down. That'll bring up our pitcher, Templin, Limley with Templin on first base. My mistake. That ball's going to be fouled up, and it's going to get out behind us.
Limley grounded out to short his first time at bat as well.
And I was surprised, maybe we didn't try to bunt him across the third right there, with a leadoff double and, get one of them back.
Well, we did have an out at that time, so that Garrett
that's right.
had grounded out.
Yeah,
so
that's right. There was one down. I was thinking, they've got that batter number up there, and I look up there and think that's outs all the time. That's going to be fouled back out of play, too. They never use the batter up there anymore, and I look up and I think it's the out.
Yeah, it's easy to do thinking it's the last number, so it's got to be the out, but they used to use that for the batter number. I just don't know if they just don't want to, or if it doesn't work. I'm not sure.
But with a 1-2 count, that one's going to stay up high, and they throw in behind at first, and he's back in standing. So Limley now with a 2-2 count. So we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the Riley Dental Group 4th inning. He's going to swing on that ball. It's going to be hit to center field, but it's straight away. And Sutton Hyde did not have to make a move as he pulls that one in.
I don't think he moved 2 steps to make that catch.
No.
In that half inning, the Scotties got no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base.
We've completed the Riley Dental Group 4th inning. Trojans 3, Glasgow 1. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
Your Glasgow destination for the finest flavors of Mexico and more. Priced to keep you coming back again and again. Authentic and delectable. La Nacional International Market Deli and Taqueria. Real Mexican street-style tacos. Carne asada, picadas, ceviche, tripas, burritos, quesadillas, lengua, chorizo, tortas, and more. Always fresh. Made from scratch and delicious. La Nacional. Across from Hibbett Sports, Shane Drive, Glasgow.
Our dental health plays a vital role in our overall health. Practicing good dental hygiene is especially important for children. When was your child's last checkup? Riley Dental Group is invested in making sure you and your family have the healthiest smile possible. They understand a dental visit may prompt anxiety or nervousness, but Dr. Riley and his team offer a variety of solutions, including a comforting and friendly visit from Bennett, their therapy dog. Call Riley Dental Group for an appointment, 651-5939.
Royce Field. Well, there we go. Who's leading off there?
Joey Myers, the DH.
All right, We're back at Sam Royce Field. Scotties have changed pitchers as Cooper Hatton has come in to replace Limley. Cooper he's a junior. He has a 4.0 ERA. He's just thrown 7 innings, and he will face here in this inning, Joey Myers will lead it off, the DH.
Limney's numbers were 4 innings pitched. He had 4 strikeouts, no walks, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. All were earned, and 1 hit batter in 4 innings.
Well, we've got our
it's come back.
Echo back, so maybe we'll get that straightened back out. This is our Aero Safety 5th inning. Hatton delivers. That's going to be a one hopper to Hudson Gum at short, and he throws it too high. Said he got back down. They called him out. He got back down.
No, I thought they called him. Yeah, they called him safe.
They called him safe. He's moving safe. Well, then I saw his arm up at the. That's a throwing error on E6 as it just brought Timlin up. And he had to go up to catch it. I mean, he kept it here, but no.
You've got a pinch runner there, number 5.
So number 5 is Cameron Crawford will pinch run. So he's not
he's a pinch runner.
Yeah, because that's a DH. Yeah, it's not. He's DHing for the pitcher, but. Well, I've got a text where they said they lost us, but we're getting the XO. Well, I don't know. We'll wait and get a text whether we're on. We'll go ahead and broadcast like we're on the air. And so Thompson will step in with a runner on first, the pinch runner. Hatton will go across to first. He dives back in, safe. Crawford on first. That ball is going to be outside, so 1 ball to Price Thompson, the batter. So runner on first. Trojans on top 3-1 here, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. Cooper Hatton, the lefty, on the mound now. He'll come, break a pitch, and they go in behind, and been down a little bit. He might have had him. He made a swipe tag, but
he had taken a couple steps there, but the throw was a little bit high. It went a little bit high, so he had been down just a nudge. He could have caught it and swipe tag.
So 2-0 the count to Thompson. Crawford on first. Nobody out here in the Aero Safety 5th inning. He breaks. Ball's going to be popped up into foul territory, and
first baseman caught that.
All righty, so that's a foul out to Templin at first base. We've got 1 down, and that's going to bring up Jordan Harris, the sophomore. He's the left fielder. Crawford still on first base with 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Scotty's trail 3-1 to the Trojans. Hatton will deliver. Ball stays high and outside for ball 1. As I said, Hatton is a sophomore. I think I said he's only thrown 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 7 runs. 4 of them were earned. So he delivers ball 2 to Harris. Need to get an out here. Trojans getting back to the top of that order. So.
I'd rather see them with 2 outs.
one down at the bottom. That ball was going to be ground to second. Only one play to first, and he does get him. It's fielder's choice. He does advance the Crawford, the pinch runner, to second base into scoring position, and J.P. Hyde, the senior, will step in. He's the senior shortstop.
That was not a double play ball. Just wasn't hit
No,
hard enough.
no,
and plus, he was going to his left toward first base.
Well, he had a sort of a jump on it
Right.
too. No, that's the only place he could go. So Hyde will step in. That ball's going to be hit, and that's a home run, I believe. Yes, sir.
Yep.
It's going to score 2 as Hyde gets the home run, knocks it over into right field. That ball, he got every bit of it.
Just a fastball out over the plate, and he was able to turn on it and hit it solid right there.
And that's just his first home run of the season. So he's going to extend the Trojans' lead to 5-1 with that home run, a 2-out home run. So Jackson Reese will step in with 2 down here to face Cooper Hatton. As Scotty sailed through the first 3 and 2 cricket numbers here by the Trojans in the 4th and 5th.
Right. I mean, for 3 innings, we played very well. The last couple innings just haven't been able to keep them off the bases right there.
Hatton will deliver, and that ball's going to be down to Jackson Reese. Trojans they've only hit 10 home runs. They have 11 now. As Hyde in that ball. Where was that one? Must have stayed a little high. Broke to the batter. That's Jackson Reese. Yeah, I think so. They're working on it, I reckon. That ball's going to be hit in the gap. So that's going to. He's working on it, he said. So we'll keep announcing, and whether there's tape, but I've got a text from Tally. He said, sorry, something's happened. We've gone off, but we'll just keep on announcing and do it like we have. If we get back on, we'll be back on.
Line drive, left center gap there to the wall. I mean, hit well.
He's working on trying to get it back on. We're just gonna keep on calling it in case it comes on, but it's off the air. So after the double by Reese, Sutton Hyde will step in, face Cooper Hatton. That ball's going to stay in. So that's a strike. Strike 1. So we've got 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Trojans already picked up 2 and have a runner in the scoring position. We've had a couple extra base hits this inning, so Hatton is ready to deliver. Ball's going to break. Stays up just a little high. Nice looking pitch, but just stayed up in the zone. So 1-1 the count to Sutton Hyde. Hyde ready to deliver on the 1-1 pitch. It's going to, hits him. Hit batter, broke inside.
Yeah, you'd like to stop the damage with this hitter if we can.
Yeah, that's going to bring up Gavin Coffey.
He's 1 for 2 on the day. Has a double with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, he hit the ball hard in the gap. His last at bat there on the terrace. And Coach Garman's going to go out and, well, no, it's
Coach Glass.
Coach Glass, Cord Glass. Coach, he's the pitching coach.
Right.
He's going to go out and talk to Cooper for a minute to see. Well, he's going to leave him in. He had, I believe that was, we saw Etheridge pitch the other day. I believe that's who that was. I think it was Etheridge who we pitched, I think, the last inning of the day. The days Lucas, no, what is it? Let's see. Rashad Etheridge, number 7. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's thrown. He's just a freshman. The games we've had, 2.1 ERA. The games we've had. We are?
Oh, okay.
Well, they told us we were off. Thank you. Well, they say we're on the air, so okay. Thank you very much. we're back on. So Jonathan back here at the station where everything's good. So you're going to leave Cooper Hatton in. Breaking pitch will stay outside. Trojans with runners on first and second. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. We've had a few hiccups, but that happens sometimes. This ball swung on for a strike. 1-1 to count. The cleanup hitter, Gavin Coffey.
Ball had a nice run to it, sinking action. There's a couple more of those right here.
Coffey has 3 home runs, so next pitch breaks, going to be hit down the right side, and Carter Hodges has a bead on it, and he will bring it in for the 3rd out, but the Trojans put another crooked number up, Stephen.
Sure did. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. No, I'm sorry, one error, and 2 left on base.
So the top of the 5th inning, the Trojans do pick up 2 to make it 5-1 in favor of the Trojans over the Scotties. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCAU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery. Whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries, our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
It's been an amazing 33 years. I've been blessed to have someone by my side that I can count on no matter what. Like 3 years ago when I had that car accident, you really came through for me. So I just want to say thank you, Alan, for being my Farm Bureau insurance agent.
Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh, he's been great too.
Well, Stephen, we found out we're not on the radio, but we are streaming live on YouTube, so we will keep announcing. And we're back here for the bottom of the Aero Safety 5th inning, and the first batter for the Scotties is Bam Nolly, the catcher. He'll be followed by Landon Martin and JoJo Driver. Scotties are trailing, and Bam hits one into center field, right to Sutton Hyde. He takes a couple steps for out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out.
This is your Aero Safety 5th inning. Well, was that? Well, that was the wrong number on the. Who's batting now?
Well, remember we had a pitching change. Limley was hitting for himself.
Oh.
So I'm not.
So, well, that was number 3. I'm not even sure that.
This is Shields here.
Yeah, but. And that should be, but I don't know. I thought it said 34, and that's Bam Nolly. But
yeah, he led off the inning. He was up.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I didn't change them on mine. They were reversed from the thing, so that's correct. So we're good. And there's a ball hit down the third base line, picked up by Thompson across the Coffee for out number 2. Was that 2 pitches now or 3?
Yeah, 2. No, I'm sorry.
No, 2
3.
to him. That's a third pitch, 2 outs here in the bottom of the Aero Safety 5th inning. So after that first couple of innings, Potter has shut the Scotties down.
We had 2 hits the first inning, and then we had 1 hit last inning, and that's 3 hits on the day.
So he will face Landon Martin. Well, we got the echo back, so I don't know. Maybe the station's back. So. Well, there's that one. That's ball 1 and strike 1 to Landon Martin. Landon bats in the 9th position. He's the left fielder, and he swings through that pitch for strike 2. So here in the bottom of the 5th, Aero Safety 5th inning. And that ball stays outside. Landon thought about it, but the count will go even at 2-2. Potter winds up and delivers and gets him on a foul tip for a strikeout. So out number 3. So the Scotties go down in order in the bottom of the Aero Safety 5th.
For the Scotties in the 5th inning, there were no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.
We've completed 5 here at historic Richardson Field, Stadium, Sam Royce Field. Trojans 5, Scotties 1. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCLU Blue Sports, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Get in. We're making country great again. Come on.
Whiskey River, take my mind.
Willie 94.1.
You got to have an ace in the hole.
Willie 94.1.
Hard working man.
The Big Willie.
Oh, little rock.
It's great country. Willie 94.1.
We're making country great again, and we've got the Real Trader for you every weekday morning starting at 8. Join me, Mac Daniels, for it right here on Willie 94.1.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink. All for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
We're back here for the Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Myers' 6th inning. Trojans top of the 6th inning, and first batter to step in for the Trojans is Axel Dashon, and Cooper Hatton stays out on the mound here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch for a ball 1. Hatton comes with the next one. That ball's going to be swung on. It's going to be hit to center field, and JoJo Driver goes up to make the catch to record out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Myers' 1st inning. That will bring up Aiden Kearney, the catcher.
He's 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to right and a ground out to third.
Kenny, a senior. Cooper Hatton stayed on the mound, so he'll face Kenny here in the top of the 6th. First ball stays outside. As I say, Trojans on top of the Scotties 5-1 in this 15th district contest. They have already got the number 1 seed sold up, so. And there's going to be a line shot hit into center, and it's going to drop. And so a base hit for Kenny, his first hit of the afternoon. That is a Don Franklin auto base hit for the catcher, Kenny.
So line drive.
We're going to have a courtesy runner here for Kenny. He is the catcher, so let's try to. It's number. It looks like number. Was it 1 or 4?
1.
1. So number 1 will be the courtesy runner, and that is Jackson Vincent. He is a sophomore.
Driver made a nice effort, came in, laid out for that ball, just couldn't quite come up with it.
Sort of a line shot, so. Myers will step in with the courtesy runner on first. We've got 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Hatton delivers. Breaking ball is going to be hit slow roller, and that's a nice play by the third baseman, Garrett. And, oh boy, courtesy runner took out Shields there at second, didn't he?
I don't think there was anything malicious. He
no,
just
I mean, it was
hard.
a slide. I mean,
yeah.
it was a hard slide. No, But, oh, boy. Coach not happy about it. Did he put a leg up and catch him with a cleat or what?
I just thought it was a hard
I was
slide.
trying to see the throw. It was hard to tell from here. We do get the one play. I mean, and, Gum probably wouldn't have time to make that play. Garrett made a good play.
It's a good thing that Stephen did field that ball because his momentum was going towards second
Right.
to get that lead runner.
Yeah, Hudson only play would have been first base.
Exactly,
probably.
yes.
But I mean, we do get the lead runner, and Garrett Shields is up trying to walk it off.
And hopefully he's okay. I mean, he did take a hard slide.
That's part of the game.
It is.
It's just, I mean, you're taught to do that, and it's just as long as it's not malicious or
Right.
or.
I remember watching a replay, and this is back in your day, but it was the Mets versus the Reds, and Bud Harrelson was the shortstop, and Pete Rose was running to second, and he didn't slide. I mean, he did a rolling block into the guy, and to stop the double play. And when it was over, they patted each other and went on. There was nobody was mad or anything. And if everybody's going to be mad, that would be a time to do it. But that was like I said, different era.
Yeah, Pete Rose, he'd come in home, just drop his shoulder
yes.
like he's trying to block a linebacker.
Yes.
I mean, he was one of those. And that's the way. I mean, that's the way the game was played then,
Yes.
and he played it that way. He was.
But now that that he did get the hard into that play, and I hope he's okay. I know they're helping him off the field now, but hopefully
they're going to replace him. And I'm trying to see who we're going to have in it. Oh, they'll bring. I know what they'll do. JoJo Driver will come in and play second.
Okay, somebody go to center.
He's a utility player, and so they're going to have to. We'll have to see who goes to center field.
Let's see.
Well, no, JoJo's going to stay in center.
I didn't catch that number.
It looks like they're warming somebody else up that's throwing.
Can you get a number?
No, if you can't turn around, I can't. Of course, well, he turned a little then, but 6. Does it look like a 6 maybe?
I just got a half. I think you're right. Yeah, it is 6.
So, well. Let me find a 6. Oh, that's Braylon Caldwell, I believe.
A freshman.
Who number 6 is. So they're going to put him in at second. Braylon, Braylen Caldwell, and Hatton. So we do have 2 down, and let's see, that is Thompson on first base. Was that who the last batter was? Or?
No, that was Myers, the DH.
Meyer, okay. And they pinch run for him though, right?
No, he's still out there. I think they pinch ran for him last time. I didn't write it down, but I think they did. So
I knew they did.
If they did it again, he'd have to come out of the ball game.
That's fine. That's correct. So we've got Thompson, the third baseman, now batting.
Right.
2 down here in the Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Myers' 6th inning. So there's a breaking pitch. Will stay outside. So. Now they move JoJo around a lot.
I know when I was helping a couple years ago, he played shortstop.
Yeah, he's played short. He'll play second. He'll play center field. And Myers gets back in there safely. Thompson waits the next pitch from Hatton. He looks the runner back and then comes in with a breaking ball. And that's just a little looping single over the third baseman Garrett's head for a base hit. That's an arrow safety base hit. So
yeah, you'd sure like to get this next hitter out because you go to the top of the lineup after that. You'd rather see them in the next inning than right now.
Right, and they've already got that 4-run lead too. We need to shut that down. So. Patton will stay in to face, well, is Jordan Harris. The right fielder, number 20, will step in. Runners on first and second. There's a pitch. Ball is going to be fouled off. 0-1, 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Trojans do have runners on first and second with a 5-1 lead. Hatton delivers. That ball is going to be dribbled, and Hatton's going to have to make the play.
Nice job.
And he does to get the fielder's choice third out. So Trojans strand 2.
In that half inning, the Trojans no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 left on base.
We'll return for the bottom of the Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Meyer's 6th inning after this 1-minute timeout on WCIU Sports Blue. 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
I just did it, but I waited way too long. Trust me, it's about time you left cable TV behind and started saving with MyStream TV from SCRTC. Already have TV with SCRTC and you still have cable boxes and wires everywhere? Talk to SCRTC about MyStream TV and compare it to your current service. The best thing about MyStream TV, you'll save money and get up to 1 gig symmetrical internet. Visit scrtc.com and click on the MyStream TV logo at the top to start saving on cable today.
If you haven't heard, there's a new approach to banking. It's called Kasasa, and you'll find it at the People's Bank. Your free Kasasa checking account offers you monthly cashback rewards. The Kasasa cash checking account can earn you a very high interest rate on your balance. Then link Kasasa Saver, and you'll also get a high rate on your deposits. Grow with Kasasa at the People's Bank in Glasgow, Cave City, and Marion. The People's Bank, working for you.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. Restrictions may vary. Contact the People's Bank for details and to learn more. Member FDIC.
Back here at the bottom of the 6th for the Scotties, JoJo Driver, our leadoff batter, will lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Scotties as they trail 5-1. We're at the top of the order. We need to try to get back in this one. We've only got 2 at-bats left. He hits that ball down the right side hard, and it's going to –
I think it's foul.
Foul ball, yeah. And unable to get to it. So is the count 1-1? Did I miss a pitch? I thought that was the first. Okay.
That was the second pitch. It's 1-1.
Okay, we got back a minute late. I was looking down. So
ball 1, first pitch, yeah.
Driver, Gum, and Garrett here in the bottom of the Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Meyer's 6th inning. That ball right down the heart of the plate for strike
down the middle.
2. So 1-2 to count to JoJo Driver.
I'd like to think get something going with the top of the order up in this inning.
Yeah, JoJo scored our only run that in the first inning. He led off with a hit, and he's going to hit that right back to Potter, and he's going to toss it over to Coffee for out number 1.
Yeah, 2 strikes. He's trying to put the ball in play, and it's right back to pitcher, and he filled his spot well on that play.
Going to bring Hudson Gum up. Hudson singled, moved Driver to third, and then Driver scored. So Scotties are running out of outs.
You only got 5 left here.
You know, we do the district games, and you know, a lot of there's been some disparity, but most all these district games have been competitive.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game here, it's 5-1, but after 3, it was we were up 1-0.
Right, and it's just
so you're right. It's been a competitive game.
So I mean, you know, when tournament times, anything can happen, and there's going to be a strike. So I called it a ball. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, I've seen some four seeds, especially in this district. You know, I've seen some 4 seeds win that opening game.
Well, did
somebody get ejected?
I don't. That or a balk or what? Is it somebody in a dugout or?
Yeah, the umpire's pointing to the dugout.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning, and There's been a lot of discussions. I don't know.
I don't know who said what, and I don't know if that indeed is what it was. I mean, from our angle, we can't see down that part of the dugout.
And whatever he did, he stopped it in the middle of the pitch. You know, if you were going to eject somebody, you'd think he'd wait till after the pitch. They're discussing something. I don't know. And then they're going out to talk to Skylar Potter on the mound. Everybody's coming together.
It did not appear to be a warning to anybody.
No, but he pointed toward our dugout or bleachers or whatever, and this has been an odd game. It's just it's just
a lot of stoppages and a lot of discussions.
That breaks things up too. It's 7:10, so we've been at it almost 2 hours. That's gone pretty good though, I guess. 2 hours. Well,
I mean, Tyler Moore is over here laughing, so I don't.
My goodness. Well, I'd take a break, but heck, they might come right back. You don't know what's going on. We've had all these stoppages and different things, and it's just been an odd day. These pitching coaches when they just wants him to be warming up while they sit there. He can tighten up. I mean,
I was getting ready to say it's been a nice day, but now that the sun's setting, it's especially down here in the valley, it always cools off about dark time. So it has dropped a few degrees, so it's a little cooler than it was. So you definitely want to stay warm.
Well, whatever. Everybody's grinning and laughing now. I don't know what's.
So, like I said,
apparently they're not going to tell us what's happened. So. Well, whatever happened, it's over.
It happened.
I don't see anybody leaving, but well. And now we're talking to the batter. Hudson. Reckon he's asking for his phone number. Or I just
ask him how his day went.
You ready to start back?
Here we go.
Think we ought to wait till dark?
2-0 count.
2-0, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scotty's trail 5-1 to Barren County in this 15th district contest. Like I say, local games of the Lady Scotties are at Warren East. The 16th district, or two of their teams are playing out of region up in the 12th. Ooh. Now the 14th district, they are having district games today. There's a ball hit. Nice stop by Coffee as he tosses over to Potter to record the out.
Something you work on in the preseason a lot. Pitcher covering first base in their PFP work.
And that timing and Coffee got over to make a nice stop in the hole, too. I mean, he really probably took a hit away from Hudson Gum.
No, it was always just automatic. Any ball hit to the right side, the dugout was yelling, get over, and I don't know if they do that still because I can't hear with the headset on.
Stephen Garrett will step in with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. This is your Kentucky Farm Bureau agent Joe Myers' 6th inning. Scotty's with, 4 hits on the day?
3 and 2 of those were in the first inning.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, just 3.
3.
2 in the first and 1 in the 4th by Hodges.
Potter got off to a slow start, but they've been tough since then.
He's really just gotten better as the game's gone on. Settled in and thrown it nicely.
Like I say, he's got a nice.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, but he's forced us to put the ball in play, and his defense has worked for him.
There's a strikeout throw out for out number 3 here, and the Scotties go down in order in the bottom of the 6th.
For the Scotties in the 6th inning, no run, no hits, no errors, and none left on base.
We've completed 6 here, and with Barren County on top of your Glasgow Scotties 5-1. We'll return after a 1-minute timeout on WCOU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
So Aero Safety is an international safety consulting company based right here in Glasgow, Kentucky. We offer a wide variety of services, ranging anything from safety training to administrative services like policy procedures. It's any manufacturing, any industry around our area, we can apply that. And we can also make everything site-specific to the customer. So we make sure we're incorporating the company's policies, procedures, applicable hazards, equipment, things like that, that it's making it more relevant and engaging for the customer. Aero Safety is here to keep your employees safe and keep your business headed in the right direction.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Back here at historic Richardson Stadium, Sam Royce Field, the Scotties here in the top of the 7th inning is going to make a pitching change. The freshman, I believe, Rashad Etheridge, is going to come in and throw for the Scotties. He's only thrown just a few innings. He's 6.21 innings, a 2.10 ERA. He's given up 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 runs. Both of those were earned.
Cooper Hatton's line, he went 2 innings, no strikeouts, no walks, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of those were earned. So really not a real bad performance.
And Etheridge will face first batter in this inning. Is that the catcher?
Yeah, no, it's the Sutton. JP.
Sutton. We were talking about
yeah.
JP Hyde. He had a home run his last at bat.
Yeah, JP Hyde.
Yeah, his first one. Sutton's his brother.
Right.
I guess they're twins or something.
Yeah, they are twins.
That ball is going to be missed, so 1-1 the count now in our. Well, I don't have a 7th inning. Let me see what we're supposed to, a 7th inning sponsor. So I guess it's a. Ball's going to be hit.
Fly ball to right.
Caught out there by Carter Hodges for the first out. 1 down here in the top of the 7th.
Jackson Reese is 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled his last time at bat.
So Reese a step in as Etheridge will face his second batter. He's retired, the only batter he's seen so far in the top of the 7th.
Oh. Don't unplug something.
He swings and fouls the first ball off down the third base line. Getting a little cooler in here. We've got a heater. I can the door's open too. So.
Yeah, I'm just glad you pointed that out to me, because if I'd have tried to push any more, I'd have unplugged us.
Oh, it would unplug Will.
Oh, okay.
Reese, next pitch going to be hit down the right field line for a base hit. So Hodges gets it back in. So he reaches safely again. That will bring up Sutton Hyde.
He's 0 for 1, but been on base twice, been hit by a pitch twice.
So Etheridge gives up the single. We've got 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Sutton Hyde steps in, breaking ball. He's going to be popped up. I think he's going to get out of play. So
I remember one year, many years ago, playing down here, and I think Brandon Chambers was the hitter. I may be wrong, but he hit a missile foul down right up near that, and the car was coming down the hill, perfect time, and right in the windshield, just shattered
it. Wow.
Nobody was hurt, thank goodness, but he couldn't have hit more perfectly.
So Hyde 0-1 count. Etheridge, they're stealing and the throw down, and he's going to be in safe. Got a good jump, so of course, here we've got a freshman, and he
Right.
got a good jump on him, and he's learning the game. The
Exactly.
games I've seen him, we've seen him in relief a couple games, and he has a good arm, and if he stays with it, he's going to be a good player.
Yes, and he'll learn to hold runners better. I mean, that's a senior running the bases.
Next pitch, that's a good night breaking pitch right there. 1-2 the count now to Hyde. We've seen some good breaking balls today. 1-2, one down here in the top of the seventh. There's another fastball, and that ball's going to be fouled off, so the count will stay at 1-2. These umpires have amazed me. He's just happy, and he just guy threw him the ball back. It's just Etheridge gets ready to deliver the 1-2 count to Sutton High. And there's a breaking pitch. He gets a strikeout.
Nice pitch.
So, and I guess he tagged him.
He did tag
so
him.
Made a good tag there. So unassist. So 2 down now as Etheridge gets his strikeout. That will bring Gavin Coffey in, the cleanup batter. So Coffey a step in, face Etheridge with 2 down, and runner Jackson Reese is on second base after singling and stealing second. So he does turn and sort of hold him there, so that's. Two down here in the top of the seventh. Barren County 5, Glasgow 1. Pitch comes, and that ball's going to be blooped right over the shortstop's head, and that's the big break. There comes a throw home, and it's going to be offline, and that will let the runner advance to second. So a single by Coffey and an RBI, and then he advances to second on the throw home.
Yeah, there was really no play at the plate. Should have been just on to second to keep that runner at first, keep them out of scoring position.
Axel Dish Home will step in. He is the right fielder. What?
I don't know.
Well, the umpire's out talking with the batter, and it's like he's walked up to tell him it's been a strange game.
A lot of talks.
There has. And I mean, what would you say?
At this point, I really don't know.
How many hits you got today, buddy?
How'd school go today?
Yeah. Etheridge will get ready for the 1-0 count as he comes to. There's a strike, so it'll go even at 1-1. (6-1) Barren County over Glasgow this afternoon here in this 15th district game. There's a big fastball, and it's going to be popped up the infield, and Hudson Gum will call it and make the catch for the third out. So we've completed 6.5.
For the Trojans in that inning, they had 1 run on 2 hits. Were no errors.
No, there weren't.
And 1 left on base.
So we've completed 6.5. It's Barren County 6, Glasgow 1. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on WCLU Sports Blue, 103.1 FM, 1490 AM.
Your Glasgow destination for the finest flavors of Mexico and more. Priced to keep you coming back again and again. Authentic and delectable. La Nacional International Market Deli and Taqueria. Real Mexican street-style tacos. Carne asada, picadas, ceviche, tripas, burritos, quesadillas, lengua, chorizo, tortas, and more. Always fresh. Made from scratch and delicious. La Nacional. Across from Hibbett Sports, Shane Drive, Glasgow.
Our dental health plays a vital role in our overall health. Practicing good dental hygiene is especially important for children. When was your child's last checkup? Riley Dental Group is invested in making sure you and your family have the healthiest smile possible. They understand a dental visit may prompt anxiety or nervousness, but Dr. Riley and his team offer a variety of solutions, including a comforting and friendly visit from Bennett, their therapy dog. Call Riley Dental Group for an appointment, 651-5939.
We're back here at historic Richardson Stadium, Sam Royce Field, and we're out talking about pointing at something else now. I don't know whether somebody outside the fence down there is hollering, but you couldn't do nothing about that. But what they're explaining, but who knows? But we're at the bottom of 7th inning, and the Scotties are trailing 6-1, so they're down to their final 3 outs. So we're going to have to make something happen. My goodness. Well, Potter's going to come in for this 7th inning. He's getting ready for a complete game, giving up 1 run and 3 hits. So, well, wow. As I say, this has been one of the most interesting games I've watched because we have no idea what's going on, but there's been a whole lot going on.
And it's not the play on the field.
No, I mean, there's just so many discussions, and it's just, I don't know. When we hear fans mouthing and fussing, of course, that's typical, but here in the bottom of 7th inning, first batter for the Scotties is Carter Hodges. He'll be followed by Evan Templin, and then we'll have to see who's going to bat for Lemley in that. I don't know whether Etheridge, because he's pitching, or what they'll do. And that ball is fouled up, so Carter Hodges falls behind 0-2 in the count. And as I say, Potter's out there for his 7th inning. Sets up for he's waste pitch. You can see the catcher there.
Yeah, he was even set up out in the left-hand batter's box.
I mean, it was obvious what was probably going to happen on that throw. But 1-2 the count now to Carter Hodges. As I say, Scotty's down 6-1 to their final 3 outs. That one's in the dirt, so the count will go even at 2-2. Potter gets ready to deliver and throws. That ball's going to be hit hard up the right side, and it's going to be picked up by Coffey at first for the 3 unassisted out. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And we're going to have Templin will step in, the first baseman.
0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to short and hit into a fielder's choice.
So Barren County 2 outs away from going 5-0 in the district and 17-7 on the season. There's a breaking ball, stay outside. So 1-0 to count to Evan Templin, Scotty first baseman. There's a call strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Potter delivers, and that's going to stay outside. 2-1 the count now. Scotty needs base runners any way they can get them, don't they?
Any way possible. Just get some guys
Walks,
on. And
hits, anyway. So Potter's ready for his delivery, and that's a breaking ball off the end of the bat. 2-2 now the count. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. See?
The on-deck batter went to get the ball. Umpire said something. I think
well,
just being
he turned
friendly.
around, grinned, and that's what he was doing a while ago. He started to go get it, but he's very jovial.
Yes.
That ball's going to be hit right to Coffey, so another 3 unassisted. He has both putouts. Scotty's down to their final out.
And it'll be interesting to see if that first baseman can be put into the record books like many others and have not only 3 putouts in an inning there.
Limley stayed in the game as the DH, I guess, and after pitching because he's going to bat for himself.
Yeah, there we go.
Scotty's, in other words, we're swinging late right now then, right?
That or he re-entered the game, I don't know.
Oh, right. But
so I don't know if they had a DH or not. I think they batted a straight 9, so he's probably re-entered the game.
First pitch, that's going to be hit to center field, and it's going to be playable as Sutton Hyde runs under it for the 3rd out. And Glasgow goes down in order, and Barren County will win this one 6-1 and improve to 7-17 on the season, 5-0 in the district. The Scotties will pick up their 4th loss in the district with just 1 win, and they're 7-16 on the year. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout and come back and discuss our player of the game and look at our Ralphie's Fun Center final stats, and we'll have our Don Franklin Auto post-game show after this 3-minute timeout on WCLU. Something caught my mind. WCLU Sports Blue. 1031 FM, 1490 AM.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake our original made-from-scratch biscuits. And now, mix and match 2 handcrafted breakfast biscuits, just $5. Find the best deals on the Hardee's app.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Our dental health plays a vital role in our overall health. Practicing good dental hygiene is especially important for children. When was your child's last checkup? Riley Dental Group is invested in making sure you and your family have the healthiest smile possible. They understand a dental visit may prompt anxiety or nervousness, but Dr. Riley and his team offer a variety of solutions, including a comforting and friendly visit from Bennett, their therapy dog. Call Riley Dental Group for an appointment, 651-5939.
Your Glasgow destination for the finest flavors of Mexico and more. Priced to keep you coming back again and again. Authentic and delectable. La Nacional International Market Deli and Taqueria. Real Mexican street-style tacos. Carne asada, picadas, ceviche, tripas, burritos, quesadillas, lengua, chorizo, tortas, and more. Always fresh. Made from scratch and delicious. La Nacional. Across from Hibbett Sports, Shane Drive, Glasgow.
I just did it, but I waited way too long. Trust me, it's about time you left cable TV behind and started saving with MyStream TV from SCRTC. Already have TV with SCRTC and you still have cable boxes and wires everywhere? Talk to SCRTC about MyStream TV and compare it to your current service. The best thing about MyStream TV, you'll save money and get up to 1 gig symmetrical internet. Visit scrtc.com and click on the MyStream TV logo at the top to start saving on cable today.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery. Whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries, our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
We're back here at Sam Royce Field for our Don Franklin Auto post-game show, and we're going to look at our Ralphie's Fun Center final stance with Coach Murphy So, Coach, if you want to, let's go ahead and look at those stats.
All righty, glad to do it. For Barren County first, J.P. Hyde was 2 for 4 on the day. He scored 2 runs, struck out once, had 2 RBIs. Jackson Reese was 2 for 4 on the day, scored a run, struck out once. Sutton Hyde was 0 for 2 on the day with a hit by pitch, had a walk and also a strikeout. Gavin Coffey was 2 for 4 on the day, scored a run, had 2 RBIs. Axel Disholm was 0 for 4. Aiden Kinney was 1 for 3. Joey Myers was 0 for 3 with, but also had an RBI. Let's see. Price Thompson was 1 for 3, and James Harris, Jordan Harris, was 0 for 3. I did forget to mention J.P. Hyde also had a home run on the day as well. Skylar Potter threw the ball well today. He went 7 innings, struck out 5, didn't walk anybody, 3 hits, and had 1 run, which was earned. But yeah, I mean, if you're Barren County, you got to really appreciate the way he pitched the ball today.
Well, when you look at his stats and his ERA, I mean, that's just a normal outing.
Exactly.
It looks like.
For the Scotties, Josiah Driver was 1 for 3, scored a run. Hudson Gunn was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Stephen Garrett was 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Carter Hodges was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Evan Templin was 0 for 3 on the day. Peyton Limley was 0 for 3 on the day. Bam Nolly was 0 for 2 on the day. Garrett Shields was 0 for 2 on the day. And Landon Mark was 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts today. I mean, we only struck out 5 times, and we did put the ball in play. We just couldn't make them find a hole and couldn't string any hits together. Pitching-wise, Peyton Limley didn't throw the ball bad at all. He went 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits, 3 runs, which all were earned, hit a batter. Cooper Hatton was not bad either. A sophomore, threw 2 innings, did give up a couple runs, which were earned, and 4 hits, but did not walk anybody and didn't strike out anybody. And Rashad Etheridge came in as a freshman. Our younger guys gaining some valuable experience there, but Rashad did give up a run, which was earned. Also did have a strikeout and gave up 2 hits there, but didn't walk anybody.
Okay, now let's hand it over to Will Perkins for our Hardy's Hot and Fresh Play of the Game. He has a Hot and Fresh Play of the Game for us, and it's the run that Scotty scored there in the first inning when we got caught in a rundown, but JoJo Driver was able to score. So, Will, you want to give us that? All right, thank you, Will, for that. This is your Don Franklin post-game show, and Stephen Murphy just given us our Ralphie's Fun Center final stats. Our South Central Rural Telephone Corporation player of the game is going to be our pitcher, Peyton Limley. He started the game, pitched 4 innings, struck out 4. He did not give up a walk, gave up only 2 hits, 3 runs, and they were all earned. He was hit by 1 pitch. And we've got Coach Garman's going to come in, and we're streaming is going to talk to this. And so we'll get Coach Garman in here. Coach Murphy and I were talking about this. Has been one of the weirdest games I believe I've ever watched. I mean, the time factor, but I don't know how many conferences we had and stuff like that. But, Peyton came out and got off to a good start, struck out 4, and we didn't get run support.
Yeah.
And then they had some couple big hits there late. But, I thought your players, played well. We didn't commit a lot of errors, and we gave ourselves a chance. Barren, a senior loaded team, and they swing the bat very well.
They do, yeah. And that's what I told the guys. I said, hey, I'm not really disappointed in your performance, like your effort and stuff. Like, it was all there. There's still stuff to correct. There's some base running stuff to correct, and I think there might have been, 1 error or 2 out there or whatever. But, like I said, we gave ourselves a chance, and I've been kind of telling them that every ball game, like, hey, it doesn't matter how well we pitch and do. we've got to score some runs, guys, and that's kind of our struggle right now, but hopefully we'll get it going. But, yeah.
Well, and we talked about it before the game. They've we were told this is supposed to be one of the better ball clubs they've had.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, in baseball and softball, we talk about this. There's days that you have senile balls. They had a couple little bloop. That last run they scored, just a little bloop in behind.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about something like that. And we did discuss. I mean, we did get that one running era. I mean, and that's been one of our Achilles heels this year. Some. I mean, our stolen base percentages have been good, and generally we play well. We just got to get run support for our pitchers.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
you're right.
I mean, we'd like to pick up. You've got to go out to Barren on a makeup game from Monday, a rain out, and, go out there and hopefully, play better and maybe can pick up a win on their home turf. And we need to get a win to, so I don't know how East and Allen were playing today.
They played today, so it should be close to over.
To find out whether or not. And we were talking about that. If we wind up in a tie with Allen, how do they determine? Do they flip now, or is it a run differential?
Well, since us and Allen split, they would go to runs allowed between us and Allen.
Right,
so
to see who gets the third and fourth seed.
Technically, we would get the 3, I think, because Allen gave up 11 in that first game. I think. I could be wrong, but I think so.
So, I mean, basically what they've got to beat East then for us to wind up probably the 4 seed.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
But I want to thank you for coming up, and I know what we were talking about, we had a lot of conversation with umpires today.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know, it's just.
It happens,
I'm speechless over some of it.
I've never seen. That's what we were talking about. We just never seen so many conversations. I mean, the rules are rules, and you just go say, well, this is this or that.
Yeah, and then sometimes they freeze out there. Right. And there's not even a call made, and you're standing around going, what was the call? What'd you call? And they're going, I don't know.
Well, we said that ourselves when we had that ball that was called out in center field. We were sitting there, and people were running, and we said, well, was he out? Was he not?
That umpire should be pointing to the ground, or he should be making an out call, and he just stands there.
And then on the appeal, the home plate umpire's got to watch to see whether or not he leaves early. And just things like that. But I know the plate umpire, I don't know who they were. He was very jovial. He was grinning and laughing the whole time. But I want to thank you for coming up here. And, tough night for the Scotties, and we appreciate you coming by, and good luck tomorrow afternoon. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight here on our Don Franklin Auto Post Games show. Let's look at our sponsors one more time. As you say, Don Franklin, the People's Bank, Riley Dental Group, Hardee's, TJ Regional Health, Ralphie's Fun Center, Aero Safety, South Central Rural Telephone, and Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Myers. I want to thank Jonathan Talley back at the station, and I know we've had a lot of technical problems today, and hopefully we'll get those worked out. Our next home game, we've got 2 baseball games next week on Monday and Thursday. We finished our regular season in softball unless we happen to try to get a game. I think we're away, though. But the district tournament will be following up. That's next week's the last week of the regular season. The district tournament will be held here at Glasgow at historic Richardson Stadium, Sam Royce Field, and it will be held here this season. And so we'll be back for that and the tournament play. But as I said, we've got 2 baseball games next week. I want to thank Coach Murphy for coming out and filling in. I sort of tongue-tied Joe. Wasn't able to do this today, and this first play-by-play I've done in 3 or 4 years. I used to do a little baseball and softball, but for all the things, but want to thank Will Perkins on the camera, and as I said, Jonathan Talley back at the station, and thank all of our sponsors for making this possible. And Coach Murphy, I want to thank you for coming out and helping Joe out tonight.
Yeah, thank you for asking me. You I guess it was about 3 weeks or a month ago that you asked if I could do it this date, and I'm glad I was able to work it in. It's always good to get to the ballpark. Well, thank you for asking me.
Joe was he tries to make a schedule out of it because of rain games and stuff like that, and he knew that we try to do district games, and this was a district home game, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to be here unless it was a rain out or something, and so he wasn't, and like I say, we appreciate that, and we'll have our next game. Joe will be back, and hopefully we'll get things ironed out at the station. But for Stephen Murphy and Will Perkins, Jonathan Talley, this is Bruce Tribune, and we're signing off here for this ball game that Barren County beat the Glasgow Scotties 6-1 tonight. Thank you, everyone, for listening.